All right, here's some more examples. Here we have some higher powers, right? So we have n to the fourth power. Um, we have a couple z's, z squareds. Here we have multiple variables with exponents. So same idea though. First times first, right? So number 30, 5n to the fourth times n to the fourth. So remember there's invisible 1 here. So when we multiply 5 times 1, the coefficients, we're just going to get 5. And then n to the fourth times n to the fourth, since those are like bases, we add the exponents, right? So 4 plus 4 is 8. And then we'll multiply outer times outer, 5n to the fourth times 3. 3 times 5 is 15, and we just tag the n to the fourth on the end. Then we have inner times inner, negative 1 times n to the fourth is negative 1 n to the fourth, but I'll keep the 1 invisible. And then negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. All right, then we combine like terms. Our n to the fourth terms are like terms. So 15n to the fourth minus n to the fourth is going to be 14n to the fourth. Right, because remember there's an invisible 1 here, so 15 minus 1 is 14. And then the negative 3 comes down. All right, so that's it. As far as we can go, we combine like terms. All right, 34. 6y to the fourth, times 6y to the fourth. 6 times 6 is 36. Y to the fourth multiplied by y to the fourth is y to the eighth. 6y to the fourth times 3z squared. 6 times 3 is 18. Should be a negative 18 though, right? Because we have a positive times a negative. And then so negative 18. And then we have y to the fourth times z squared. So those are not like bases, so we just tag them next to each other. We don't add exponents, or we can't do anything more with that. Then inner times inner, negative 2z squared times 6y to the fourth is going to be negative 12y to the fourth z squared. Right, same thing. We cannot use our exponent properties there because we do not have like bases. All right, and then finally we have negative 2z squared times negative 3z squared, so that'll be positive 6, right? Negative 2 by negative 3 is positive 6. Z squared times z squared is z to the fourth. All right, and then we combine like terms. So we have a couple y to the fourth z squareds. So we're going to combine those. I'm going to bring down the 36y to the eighth. Negative 18 minus 12 is negative 30. Y to the fourth z squared. And then the 6y to the fourth, 6z to the fourth does not have a like term, so it's just going to come down. All right. And last but not least, number 36. So here we're going to multiply 5y cubed w squared by 2y cubed w squared. So 5 multiplied by 2 is 10. Y cubed times y cubed is y to the sixth. Y squared times y squared is y to the fourth. Okay. So there we did get to use our exponent properties because we had like bases, right, with the w's and the y's. All right, so next I'm going to multiply outer times outer. 5 times 3 is 15. All right, and then here we don't have any like bases, so I'm just going to put my y cubed down, w squared, and then I'm going to tag that z at the end. Okay. All right, so then we have inner times inner. Similar thing here, no like bases. So the 2 is going to come over, y cubed, w squared, and then we'll just tag the z on the end. All right, and last we have last times last. And so z times 3z. So it's 1 times 3 is 3. Positive times a positive is a positive. And then z times z is z squared. So we identify our like terms. We have y cubed w squared z, y cubed w squared z. So those are like terms, so we can combine them. First I'm going to bring down the 10 y to the 6th w to the fourth. And then I'll add 15 plus 2 and get 17. And then I'll tag the variables on the end. Those don't change, right, because we're adding and subtracting. All right, so the variables only change when you multiply, right? So in the FOIL step, you can change the variables. If you have like bases, you can change the exponents of the variables. But when you get to the combining like term step, you just change the coefficients, leave the variables the same.